This sure has been very interesting to watch. I mean, the left suddenly caring about free speech now. When for the last how many years they've all been
Is it still on? What the fuck? Hello everyone, ElectricPancaek here from TheQuartering. I mean, the ElectricPancaek channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I bet you weren't expecting me here today, were you? This video is a collab with the legendary Kitamushi. Great channel on YouTube that makes entertaining content that is 100% worth the watch. Like genuinely, since I found this channel, I've been watching every video that's come out since. This video is primarily focused on TheQuartering and his coffee company, Coffeebrandcoffee, and all the crap that's wrong with it. A few months ago, TheQuartering started his very own coffee company with the purpose of, well, you know, selling coffee. But of course, considering this is the guy who pisses and shits himself for fun, were you really expecting the most safe of food hygiene conditions when this guy's handling your food?
My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. If I don't win this round, I'm gonna pee in my own basement.
Get up! No!
Oh my god. I just peed in my basement.
I'm going to shit my pants. It's happening. And at that moment, a little came out.
Again, this is a 40-year-old man.
There is definitely going to be some low hygiene standards from a person who is into these types of things for whatever reason. Without further ado, let's get into what Jeremy from TheQuartering considers the proudest moment in his career, aka the grift that will get him the most money. TheQuartering's coffee company, its shady antics and inferior product, all that and more after a quick word from this video sponsor. I want to say a big thanks to our friends at HelloFresh. I mean Raid Shadow Legends. I mean NordVPN for... Wait, who was the sponsor of the video?
You dumbass, I'm the sponsor.
This video is sponsored by, you know, Kitamushi. Remember to use code Kitamushi for a whole 35% off at checkout. What are we selling, you ask? Well, we're not really selling anything, but you can get a free subscription, I guess. If you don't know who TheQuartering is, he's a right-wing internet commentator.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
It seems as though TheQuartering simply overlays his face cam onto the template he has and then talks about an article or a mild topic that a person in real life wouldn't bat an eye to for about 10 minutes with sponsors in between. There is nothing of substance in his videos other than the actual information that he provides. It's provided in a simple format, which is the only good aspect about his videos. TheQuartering's content pertains entirely to bitching about an entire group of people, that being the woke evil leftists that he so despises. It's to the point where in 90% of his recent videos, he calls out leftists in every single one of them. Ever since the inception of Jeremy's own Coffeebrandcoffee, he has made quite a few dedicated videos advertising his coffee company, and he's sponsored segments and tweets to advertise his coffee to of course make as much money as possible. There's of course no problem with this because if you have a product and you want to sell it, you have to use your largest platforms to advertise it. But the problem arises when you knowingly mislead your fans about where your coffee comes from, because your largely right-wing and conservative viewers expect that your coffee won't come from woke sources. And yet they do, but you know what? If they want to waste their money, so be it. I mean, if you actually look at it at face value, the only reason TheQuartering wants to have this company is one, so he can feel better about himself, and two, which are in his words, not mine, using his stream to just farm his moron fans for money. It's not a bad thing for YouTubers to have coffee brands. YouTubers like Jacksepticeye have coffee brands, and YouTubers like KSI have drink brands like Prime. But the key difference between them is that they don't lie about their products, which TheQuartering does multiple times. A few months ago, there was a thread on Twitter made by an account that appears to be the opposite of the Libs of TikTok Twitter account, Chuds of TikTok, and they made a pin thread on their Twitter account which serves to expose the unsanitary practices and uncleanly environment that takes place in the facility where TheQuartering's coffee is packaged. Credits to this Twitter account for the information I will be providing in this video. A thread to talk about TheQuartering and his non-political coffee. Recently he posted a video to his page of employees roasting beans, and it made me wonder about the origins of the production. This video was fairly simple but showed filthy containers and rusting on machinery. This particular piece of the puzzle points to a lack of general maintenance of cleanliness in the factory. aka they're not cleaning the things that they should be cleaning regularly. There is rusting on the machine here which could be an easy repair if it hasn't caused too much damage to the internals of the coffee roaster, or it might just have to be replaced. The machine has very clearly been in use for a very long time, which means that the paint of this could have come off, ended up in the roast, and someone would have drank a very nice, refreshing paint-chipped coffee brought to them proudly by Coffeebrandcoffee. Where's your gloves at night? In this tweet, there is also a video which shows that not only are the buckets dirty and machinery rusted, but lots of other containers are not being cleaned at all. In this video, the person roasting the coffee is wearing gloves, which is great, but later on we see an example of what isn't exactly the safest practice in the food industry. Here's a close-up shot of the coffee bean buckets, confirming that these buckets are in fact not clean. And there's yet another close-up shot showing that the coffee roasting machine is quite rusted near the bottom. And this comes in contact with the coffee. Ingesting rust isn't necessarily that harmful to your health, especially in low quantities, unless you have certain medical conditions. But it's safe to say that there will be fewer people buying his coffee if they saw that it was being made in not so hygienic conditions, and that the machines they were using to make the coffee were rusted. The rest of the video is a showcase of some of the merch and a guy pouring milk into a cup, because apparently coffee addicts love that. This is the example of what I said earlier about the coffee handlers not having the safest practices when it comes to preparing and packaging the coffee. At many stages, the coffee could be contaminated if somehow the workers, I don't know, didn't wash their fucking hands. TheQuartering really exposed himself on this one. Here's a tweet that he made showing a worker handling the coffee bag. 1 without gloves, 2 with hairy arms, and 3 with crusty ass fucking fingernails. Oh, and by the way, he deleted this tweet when he realized. What a loser. It's not specifically a requirement for them to wear gloves according to the FDA, but I would at least like the people making my goddamn food or drinks to take this precaution. Once again, we see a person handling the coffee roasting machine without any gloves on. After some digging through his website, I got focused in on his About Us page, with the promises of direct trade partnerships, sustainability, soil prevention, etc. The entire thing sounded off for what Hambly is known for. Unsurprisingly, it sounded odd because he didn't write it. It's a direct copy and paste from another brand called Mill Creek Roasters, with just a brand name changed. If we take a look at Jeremy's About page and compare it with the other company, they're almost completely identical. Mill Creek says these producers are concerned with soil prevention, clean water practices, and maintaining a quality standard of living for their workers. And what did Coffeebrandcoffee write? These producers are concerned with soil prevention, clean water practices, and maintaining a quality standard of living for their workers. Oh, that's exactly the same as theirs. Oh no.
Oh, there's a big surprise! That's an incredible... I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise!
He ripped off a totally different company's About page and then tried to pass it off as his own. This shows that TheQuartering is not only just lazy, but it seems he's really money hungry, considering that he's in such a rush that he's copying other companies' About pages instead of simply writing his own one. Yet again, in the very next line, TheQuartering is still part of their About page. Overall, there are quite a few similarities between the two different About pages, and these similarities are glaringly obvious when you put the About pages of both companies side by side. In fact, it's pretty much just copied and pasted to the point where the only originality was the font he used. One of their specialty services is private label packaging from their site. We provide private label options for customers who prefer their own brand of coffee for resale. From fulfillment to roasting to packaging, we provide everything you need for your coffee brand. So Jeremy, through his lack of creativity, seems to have led to his packager and supplier. Jeremy's business address is registered to a storage facility in Utah. So it was also pointed out to me that Player One Coffee, owned by CEO of Meta PCs, also has their LLC in Salt Lake City. Along with a video they posted back in 2020 of them at the facility, the machines, the buckets, and the warehouse all match videos and photos for not only Coffeebrandcoffee, but also Mill Creek Roasters, whose processing facility and coffee shops are in Utah. So TheQuartering doesn't even own the facility that his coffee is made in. As we can see, the company address for Player One and Coffee Brand Company is pretty much the same location, and in one of the videos made by Player One, we can clearly see some of the machines in their videos are the same as the one in TheQuartering's video. During a stream, TheQuartering even confirmed that the beans are roasted and processed in Utah. The CEO of Meta PC is a pretty large sponsor of TheQuartering, since they appear in quite a lot of its videos, meaning he's received tens of thousands of dollars from them in sponsorship deals over the amount of times he's introduced sponsor slots with them in it. This brings us to the next part of the video. Is TheQuartering's coffee even good? TheQuartering claims that you should be able to tell when you have Coffeebrandcoffee in your cup, but considering his coffee seems to be sourced from low quality beans, I would really doubt there'll be much difference between the beans he sells and the ones in Walmart. Shards of TikTok continues to say, quality coffee or a cheap bean for profit, off the assumption that Mill Creek is providing private label, consulting and delivery services for TheQuartering, Player One, etc. Are the beans ethically sourced? Is the price you're paying fair? Or is this just another example of TheQuartering grifting his fans? The answer to these questions are likely Fuck no, and of course. Fair trade organic whole bean roasters typically will charge $10 to $15 depending on the blend or brand for a 16-ounce bag of what would be considered quality coffee. Jeremy's Coffeebrandcoffee charges $18 for a single bag of 12-ounce beans and ground coffee. So he's not only charging full price but also charging a premium for his coffee. Yay! He's giving less coffee and charging more, but don't worry, it's all okay, because TheQuartering offers larger coffee bags than the competition. TheQuartering generally thinks his coffee is a privilege and an honor to drink. Please get off your high horse. And apparently so does Player One, because they sell their coffee at the same price, only with slightly cooler packaging, I guess. In a quote tweet to a person with another coffee company, he says this: "I sell my coffee at full price because it's a privilege and an honor to consume it. Also, £1 bags, really? I mean, that's cool and all, that's kind of cute, but we have to sell ours in £5 bags just to keep up with customer consumption. Checkmate." TheQuartering claims that his coffee is apolitical, and as far as I'm aware, he is stuck to that claim. It's not like the leftist tears mug that Ben Shapiro sells. At the end of his video, TheQuartering says he's working on another product that he may release near the end of the year. Let's hope he actually works on this, doesn't plagiarize parts from other companies, and actually provides a decent product. Mill Creek has been reached out to comment on if they are his supplier. It's the weekend, however, and I have not received a response. By the way, they also support the LGBT community. That's absolutely fucking based. So that's the grift, ladies and gentlemen. People that are loyal to TheQuartering are paying more than 100% markup for his quote-unquote brand, when they can get not only the exact same beans for cheaper through the suspected supplier Mill Creek roasters, but as good quality, if not higher quality, through different roasters that are actually certified fair trade organic. Some people buy the coffee from TheQuartering for the sole reason that he is the one selling and promoting it, and for that they're paying almost double the price according to chuds of TikTok. However, if these people were to use their big brains and stop blindly following their piss daddy, they'd realize that they could buy the same coffee from other suppliers such as Mill Creek at the same quality or even higher quality, and those coffee beans are actually certified fair trade organic. His audience are the type of people that would just stop buying his coffee for the sole reasons that the owners of Mill Creek support allies of the LGBTQ+ community. TheQuartering isn't too fond of this community, and neither are his fans. Yet, unbeknownst to them, they're buying coffee from them. At this point, it's easy to conclude that TheQuartering's coffee company is simply just repackaged coffee by a company that he would claim is woke for supporting the LGBTQ+ community. In summary, all the nonsense about Jeremy slaving over finding the perfect blends, overseeing the coffee roasting process, etc., to no surprise is all fabricated. He's likely never stepped foot inside this facility and is just purchasing another company's coffee so he can place it in his packaging and give it an extreme markup in price. Fun fact, TheQuartering only has one 1-star review, which is extremely suspicious. Yeah, it's very suspicious. So it wouldn't be a surprise to me if, for example, TheQuartering was just buying reviews, or he was just removing negative 1-star reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. See you next time. Thank you to Kitamushi for making this video possible. You've kept me motivated to continue making content, and for that I would like to say a massive thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. See you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video, and we'll see you all next time.